Hey guys, welcome to A Goldfish's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm Goldfish Gallant and this is my introductory video for absolute beginners to Chaos Galaxy TCG. So the fact that you're watching this video already implies that you're probably familiar with our Discord community, but just in case, I'm going to cover this quickly. Go ahead and hit L on your keyboard if this is irrelevant to you. So what you're going to want to do is go to the top link in the description, and this will take you to our Discord server. This is where all of our players can interact and play Chaos Galaxy together. So how everyone is going to be able to play Chaos Galaxy is on a website called untap.in. Here we'll be able to build our own Chaos Galaxy decks, as well as create games. Untap is the home of many different card games, not just Chaos Galaxy. Chaos Galaxy falls under the category Custom Collectible Card Game, or CCCG for short. So when building a new deck in Untap, make sure to click the Custom CCG tab. Next we'll just give our deck a name, and hit create deck, and we'll have an empty deck for us to put Chaos Galaxy cards into. Now, to get the basic stuff out of the way, you can only have 2 copies of any given card in your deck. The exceptions to this are cards that are half banned on the official ban list, or any Chaos Beast card. These cards you can only have 1 copy of in your deck. Cards that are completely banned you may not have any copies of in your entire deck. Now the first card you're going to want to choose for any deck is one of the 7, now 8 with the new set planet cards that each deck is required to have. You must have 1 and only 1 planet card in your deck. You must have at least 34 cards in your deck and no more than 60. The game's rules refer to your deck as your galaxy, so this is what I'll be referring to it as from now on. Now how do we pick a planet card for our galaxy? This is a good opportunity to show you the Chaos Galaxy card database that can be found under in our helpful links channel on the Discord server. This card database was created by dedicated hardworking members of the community, and here we can view every card released in the game. To search for all the planet cards, go to the Choose Card Type tab and click Planet. This will show you all of the available planet cards in the Chaos Galaxy. Once you've picked one of these planets, go ahead and type in the name of the planet that you want into the Untap search. Here I've chosen Gaios, and I will drag it into the Starts in Play section, since our planet card will always start in play. I'm going to set the quantity to 1, since we only want 1 copy of Gaios, and then we are all set. Since it will be annoying to manually decrease the quantity every single time we add a new card, you can go to the Deck Options and set the default card quantity to 2, since the minimum card amount for any given card in Chaos Galaxy is 2. Any card that we need less of, we can simply manually set to 1. Here's a quick list of all the most important cards that you should have in your first galaxy. When deciding how many creatures to put in a given galaxy, a good frame of reference for beginner players is 2 creatures per every 1 non-creature card that you have in your galaxy. If you're having trouble keeping to this ratio, don't worry about it. Going slightly under this ratio is totally recommended. Of the 20 or so creatures in your galaxy, about 5 to 7 of them should be above 4 stars. This is to make sure you don't run out of stars while playing, but we'll get into that in a second. If you can't be bothered scouring over hundreds of Chaos Galaxy cards, or simply don't have the time, just simply go to the Chaos Galaxy Discord and just ask someone to give you a deck. There are plenty of people in the server willing to help you out. The last thing you're going to need before starting an actual game is one of each of the 3 zones. We'll get into more about what these are for later, but as long as they're accessible to you during the game, either starting in play or just in the tokens section, is all you really need. To create a game in Untap, you're going to want to go to the New Game button under the Games tab and give your game a name. I'm going to set it to Solo for the video purposes, but here we can click Start Game. Now once we enter, we'll have this little Choose Your Deck interface where you will select the deck that you have made. For example purposes, I'm going to use my Barrow mid-range deck. Here we can see my planet card has started in play and my 34 cards are all in my deck, as you can see here. The cards you view in here will not be the actual order of your deck. Now, to play Chaos Galaxy, we're going to need two counters. One counter will track our points, and one counter will track our stars. There are two main ways that we can track our two counters. Either these two black and white counters here, by setting the white counter to 0 for our points, and the black counter to 4 before the game starts for our stars. Some people have had issues with these counters being laggy and slow, so the alternative option is to add two counters to your planet card and simply increase and decrease these with the left and right clicks. When the game first starts, you'll first need to determine who goes first before doing anything else. The easiest way to do this is to call either heads or tails and flip a coin, but you can also roll for the highest roll on a 20-sided dice. Once you've decided who's going first, you can then draw 5 cards from your galaxy, just like this, and you can set your star counter to 4. At the beginning of every one of your turns, you will gain 4 stars. Since you start with 4 stars before even your first turn, when your first turn starts, you should have a total of 8 stars. To play a creature in Chaos Galaxy, we need to pay for its star cost. Since FaceTime is a 4-star card, I would subtract 4 from my total star total and put it into play. The problem here is we currently don't have any zones. To access our zones, since I put my zones in the token section of the deck builder, they are available here under deck tokens in the insert a card / token tab. To insert them, simply click on them and hit play. This will put the token card into play. In Chaos Galaxy, zones are not free. For your first zone of any type, you need to pay 2 stars. This amount will then double for every zone of the same type that you purchase. For example, I can buy my first creature zone and first battle zone for 2 stars each, but then the next zone of either type will cost 4 stars. Now let's try playing our FaceTime card again. We put it into play and then subtract 4 stars from our total. We put our card partially onto the zone like this to represent that it is now in the zone. Normally you wouldn't be able to attack on the first turn of the game, however, since this is not a real game, I will now demonstrate how to attack. First, when attacking, you need a battle zone for your creature to occupy while it attacks. How the game would actually work is the creature would move into the battle zone and then it would declare its attack. However, since this is tedious to move your creature into the battle zone and back after every single attack, we simply declare the attack from the creature zone. There are 2 main ways to declare an attack. In untap, you can use the draw on play area feature and draw a line from your card to the target. Here we have attacked the opponent's planet and we would earn points for this attack. The second way is by clicking on the card you wish to attack with and clicking on the target source option. Next, you would click on the card that you want to attack and an arrow will be drawn from the source card to the target card. The points earned for an attack is calculated by taking the creature's power, dividing it by 100, and rounding it to the nearest number. In this case, FaceTime with 160 power, when divided by 100 would give us 1.6. When rounded up to the nearest number, we get 2. So FaceTime would yield 2 points for his attack. 0.5 is always rounded up. When an attack is declared against an opposing creature, the attacking creature's power must be higher than the receiving creature's health. If not, the attacking creature will die. In this example, FaceTime will attack Thorngaborg. Since FaceTime's 160 power is higher than Thorngaborg's 10, Thorngaborg will die. If our FaceTime card were to die, it would go to our discard pile. When our next turn begins, we would draw 1 card and gain 4 stars. In this scenario, our opponent has a powerful Atomic Gi with a lot of power. Instead of using a creature to get rid of this powerful card, we would instead rather use a resource card. To play a resource card, we will need a resource zone. Here I will purchase a resource zone by paying 2 stars and putting it with the rest. Now we can play our Galaxy Crash resource card into our resource zone. The effect will then activate. Galaxy Crash reads kill all creatures on both players' planets. Creatures on our planet refer to the creatures in our zones. This means that all the creatures in our zones, which we have none, and all the creatures in our opponent's zones, like this Atomic Gi, will be killed and sent to the discard pile. Next, we'll activate a creature's ability by playing this Guster creature. Guster is a 4-star that when it is cost played, can remove 1 empty zone from our opponent's planet. A cost play is when our creature is put onto the planet and we pay its star cost. Now that we have cosplayed our Guster, we can remove one empty zone from our opponent's planet. So I'll choose this creature zone, and the zone is destroyed. In a real game, you won't be able to touch the opponent's cards. Instead, you can shake them like this to let the opponent know that you've targeted that particular zone or creature. Next, let's talk about activator cards. Activator cards can only be played into an empty resource zone when their condition is met. The condition for Planetary Field is when your opponent would move a creature into a battle zone, which can be found above the effect text. When our opponent's Atomic Gi attempts to attack our Guster, it would have to move into a battle zone, which fulfills the condition of our Planetary Field card. We can now play this Planetary Field into our open resource zone and get its effect. The effect says your opponent cannot attack. The effect says that your opponent cannot attack this turn, meaning our Guster is protected, since the opponent's Atomic Gi could not declare an attack. Now that it is our turn, we will draw one card and gain 4 stars. And now we can play this attachment card. Attachment cards do not require any zones to be played, but must be attached to a creature to be played. To play the attachment card, simply drop the attachment you are trying to play onto the appropriate target. This attachment KO reduces the attached creature's health to 0. Now that Atomic Gi's health is 0, Guster's 150 power is enough to kill it. We can now declare an attack and kill the opponent's Atomic Gi. To win a game of Chaos Galaxy, you must reach 20 points through making attacks on the opponent's planet. There is no hand size limit, and the game does not end when you run out of cards to draw. This should cover all the basics that you need to start playing Chaos Galaxy TCG. If you have any other questions, remember to ask the Discord server, as we have plenty of helpful people there readily available. If you found this video helpful, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to be notified when I upload more helpful beginner content. I also upload deck guides if you're looking for new decks to try out. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching.